Triumph over Tragedy, the Tuskegee Airmen. Written and directed by Liam Knopf. For a very long time, the U.S. military was segregated. The first step to desegregation in the U.S. military was the Buffalo Soldiers. They fought against the Confederates in the Civil War. But most of the time, African American males weren't even allowed to fight. Many people did not like that they couldn't fight and die for their own country and to protect it. So organizations like the NAACP did things to stop this. The Tuskegee Airmen started when a man named Yancey Williams and the NAACP filed a lawsuit against the U.S. military. They challenged the Army to see if African Americans could fly, to prove a point against a 1925 War College report saying that African Americans were inferior. The military had to make more jobs for African Americans. The Tuskegee Airmen truly began with the civilian pilot training program. This program allowed African American males to learn how to fly airplanes. People who went through this program could join the Air Force. The training program was very hard. Out of the first 13 people in the first class, only 5 advanced and became airmen. Some people joined the program to prove that African Americans could use new technology. This happened so much that the Pittsburgh Courier announced the Double Victory campaign. It said that they were fighting against racism while they fight for their own country. The civilian pilot training program didn't only teach African Americans how to fly airplanes. It also taught many people how to be engineers and how to fix planes. This was very special because African Americans couldn't do things like that at the time. During World War II, the Tuskegee Airmen accomplished many great things. They broke racial barriers and joined the Air Force. They also helped desegregate the military at a time where they were not treated equally. They helped fight a war for a country that did not like them. The 332nd Bombardment Group fought mainly in Germany and Italy, which was North Africa, and they escorted bombers. They fought many battles overseas. They had flown over 1,500 missions by the end of the war, and they only lost a few airmen. This gave them an amazing record of success. World War II ended with the dropping of the atomic bomb. At the end of the war, the airmen didn't get much recognition. When they came back, many people were still extremely racist. Many people didn't care about their accomplishments. But here is what they did. They say that they had never lost a single bomber in any of their missions. They destroyed almost 400 aircraft. They won 744 air medals and only lost 90 airmen during the war. One of the greatest tragedies in the history of our country was the exclusion of African Americans in the fighting force. The Tuskegee Airmen triumphed over this tragedy. Their bravery and willingness to fight for their rights at home and our country at war has left a lasting legacy. We should be very grateful for what they did to help end segregation in our country.